I'll open the meeting, and we are going to start off with our town moderator and our town clerk. So we had a work session last Monday and worked out who's going to present the warrant articles.
All right, I got it.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. I can just, Cal, you're gonna want this back, right?
I would like that.
Yeah, okay. So, Jim, do you wanna take notes?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I'm gonna do right on this.
All right, so beginning with Article 7 operating budget, that will be me.
Okay.
Ken was going to do a summary, but he went. So it'll just be me. Article 8, capital reserves, will be Beth.
Okay.
Article 9, Gold Star bond, will be Kent. Article 10, voting machine, Sam, we assumed you, would want it.
Yep.
Article 11, Sam Lake House Garage, will be Beth. Let's see, Article 12, library weatherization, will be Tom Franco, who is aware that he'll be presenting that.
Okay. Great.
One of us will need to read it though, right? So Jim, I'll read it and then I'll pass over to Tom.
Yeah, so I'm actually probably gonna go back to my notes. Probably change that up a little bit this year. There
Okay.
are a lot of moderators who don't read the whole
What's your preference?
thing. I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
That don't read
Let
the
us
whole
know.
warrant article or don't
Right.
read?
It seems just kind of weird that you wouldn't read through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Isn't it
it's
legal
sort of
that
a-
you have to? Seems like
No,
it should be.
you can simply say, everybody's got a report, it's
No,
a
Yeah.
report, it's article number 7, we're
Yeah.
voting on article 7 as worded, unless there's an amendment, in which
Yeah.
case then you read the whole thing as amended.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't exist on a piece of paper, so,
Gotcha.
but I don't know.
Well, let us know. Well, obviously we're all gonna get there early, so
Yeah.
we'll have time to public. All right, Article 13, voting equipment capital reserve fund, Sam, we figured you as well. Article 14, renewable energy capital reserve fund, Tom Franco, once again. Article 15, transfer station upgrade study, will be Kent. Article 16, hazardous waste day, will be Rich Marcoux from the Solid Waste Committee.
Mhm.
Article 17 will be Steve Rasha. I'll probably just, make some very brief remarks and then turn it over to Steve.
All right, and is that the one that they wish they could withdraw, but they can't?
That's what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's a petition warrant
There's
article.
two.
Yeah. Right, correct. There's 2 petition warrant articles.
I think it's the first one, but I'm not sure.
And it may actually be both.
Maybe it's
Both
both,
of
yeah.
them.
Okay.
Yeah, which actually brings us to the next one, which is
Mhm.
Article 18, petition to change the purpose of the transfer station upgrade capital reserve fund. Rich Marcoux, I understand, wants to withdraw that as well.
But is he gonna speak to it?
That's correct.
Well, we've already voted on the previous one too.
Right.
Okay, so Steve, is doing 17.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. Right.
All right.
All right, that brings us to 19, which I will.
Which is 19. Oh,
19, Sam Lake House Trust.
Yeah.
And that's all we have.
Okay. I have not read through these terribly closely, but are there any that require a ballot?
None that I can think of.
No, not because we don't have
Yeah.
the giant solar one anymore,
Right.
which was the only
Yeah,
one.
the solar one would have been a yes, but
Okay, 'cause
that's
that would have been a bond.
correct.
Okay, so the vote on changing the purpose of a capital reserve is simply a vote. Not a ballot. All right. I only asked in case we had to move something up.
Yep. Yep.
Make it a little quicker.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's lovely. All right. Do we have anyone who's going to be bringing in the flags?
Thought about that.
I haven't heard of anybody that wants to. We haven't.
Yeah.
I know fire department's done it before. I don't know if we've done it every year. We
Checked
haven't-
with them
I
tonight.
was gonna say, we're gonna be going from here to there tonight, so,
Yeah, I'm not able to go up. I've got a group. But yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, I don't think we've done it. I don't know when the last time we did it. It's all a blur. So, but it's always a nice thing.
I agree.
I will try to find a youthful person to do the pledge.
Yeah.
Um,
How about Evan? I wonder if he'll be at town meeting.
oh,
Yeah,
I don't know.
he'd be,
Good.
he's got a great public speaking voice.
He's my neighbor,
Evan.
Christensen?
worked for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Employees, and no conflict of interest there. It's just a pledge.
Yeah,
Okay,
just a thought.
so,
I know we've got a town full of good kids, so.
all right. So, I don't know if we've talked about setup for elections on Monday, this coming Monday. But since it's at the town hall,
Yeah.
we don't have a time problem with the school.
Nope.
So I was thinking maybe we could start at 3 if that works for John and company. Do we have
So they typically come in on Monday morning and set up
Oh, okay.
everything.
all right.
And then if you need to move things around,
Oh, okay.
they can,
All right.
but they leave at,
Because it's not
they
at the
leave at
school, they
3:30.
do it even farther ahead. That's great.
Yes. Yeah, and unfortunately, they can't get into the school on Friday night to set up until
Yeah.
almost 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be overtime on Friday, and if we can,
Oh,
keep
for
the
the second
overtime
session, they can't get in until.
can't get into the school until almost 4
Oh,
o'clock.
my God, okay.
Yeah.
So that's risers and,
And they have to put up the stage and all the chairs and all that stuff on Friday afternoon, so.
okay.
Well, I guess he has people.
He does, yeah,
So
he has help.
that'll help.
Oh, that's good. Okay. All right. And yeah, the Friday, I usually get there 5 or 6, 5:30. 6. Oh, it doesn't start till 7.
Yeah.
Right, midnight. Okay, 6 then.
Taking
so
it
yeah.
after the afternoon.
Okay, so there's going to be not a lot of setup in the afternoon, so I plug that in whenever, and we're not going to need a whole lot of folks.
Probably not. The highway crew can set everything up.
They've got their stuff.
And we just gotta read.
Supervisors are usually there, and yeah, okay. So I'll be setting those.
And Friday will be the crunch.
Yeah. Okay.
So on Tuesday, did you just say when you want us?
7 to 7.
Oh, 7 to 7.
But when you want us? 6:30 again, 6?
6:30 would be great. Have to be there 7 to 7.
Like poll.
Okay.
Yeah, and it'll be obviously much smaller than this past year's elections. So we're doing 4 ballot clerks, right? Well,
2 chicken, 2 chicken, 2 chicken.
2 out. So that, and less, so it'll be much.
And are you all set for people afterwards to count?
I've got a pretty good list of people. It's going to be also a very short counting episode because
Oh, we have no contested town races, right?
Right, and we don't look at those school ballots.
No.
And have we counted them though? I tend to like to count them just to know how many we're sending over. That's always a good double check. You know. So there's like, okay, count the stack and we'll be
Okay.
looking for weird marks, you know, the usual, but that's not gonna take long. It's only gonna be, we think, 400 or less voters, so it's gonna fly, so.
Well, I helped count it, the other ones, so if you need another person, let me know.
Okay. Didn't think for repeats.
Just about.
I will,
Just
but I can't
about.
count them this year.
No.
So exciting, neither can sing. We'll sit there and eat pizza.
There you go. Supervisor. Yep.
And that's all I had, unless you have anything else for me.
Nothing that I can think of, except that Ken won't be there, so we're on our own.
You're gonna be
Well,
there
second session.
session, not the second.
Can't make it on Friday night.
Okay. It's all right.
Yeah, we'll get by.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It's fine.
We can text you, right?
Oh, I don't think that'll work out. I'm just
Just a
saying.
minute, everybody, while we check in.
It's
Hold
hard
on.
enough to be electronic over there. Anyway,
Yeah.
so.
You know, back to Cal, so.
Great. I am going to a moderator's retreat this Friday.
Sweet.
This is a new thing
Where is it?
at the Forest Society.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
they did the first, so there were two choices, and the first one I couldn't make it to, and they did that at some government building in the center of town.
Okay.
But yeah, they're springing for lunch,
Mhm.
Secretary of State's office, and it's an all-day work session. And we just did a, half-day online session too. But there's so many bills that I have been testifying on, or remotely. It's just Wild West. So
400 legislators.
yeah, very interesting.
Yep.
But some things actually are correcting things that brought up issues before. It's just like, oh, good, because
Yeah.
it's nice to take away some of the things that make our job.
So
harder.
Jim, is the thing you're going to just for moderators of town meetings?
I'm not sure if the SB2 school moderators are supposed to be there I can't remember. Probably just town. I think the SB2s have their own thing there. But, and of course we have, who is our acting school moderator?
Heidi Cheney.
Heidi.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, and then she's running.
So I didn't know if it was appropriate for her to go to that. I forwarded it to her, but
Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay, well then.
So I don't know if she chose to
I don't
go.
remember how it was worded, so,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, if it's for everybody, then.
Okay.
But I think I
You'll probably know better after you go.
yes, I will. I know there are specific questions about election day and things like that. But of course, she'll be up at election day there,
Yeah.
so.
She
So
will.
maybe,
All right.
all right,
Thank you, John.
very much
Thank you.
for working this.
Glad to. It actually helped get things moving. So
We're checking the flag. We're checking the flag.
that is great. Yeah.
And nothing in the long list of stuff you think is gonna cause any kerfuffle?
I guess one never knows, but
Any that you would expect?
How many town meetings you been to,
Yeah.
Jim?
I just want to know if there was any,
I think that's one thing I've learned.
movement to rejoin with Loudon or anything like that.
Hopefully nothing that controversial.
No, but there'll probably be questions and stuff about, petition warrant articles that show up and then want to get taken
Right.
off and, why were they there in the first place and why don't you want them now? And so there'll be a lot of discussion, but
Yeah.
I would hardly think that would be a kerfuffle.
All right. Well, and I'm trying to get better at every year. I'm a little better at when do I call the question,
Right.
when do I, all that stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wisdom out there. So it's a good
Yeah.
thing.
Good night, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Right.
All right. Bob, you got, you got,
I was here just to, because I figured you were prepping town meeting, and from a budget committee perspective or school budget committee perspective,
Yep.
do you want me or us available
So-
for any commentary or questions from the floor?
I actually started working on the, presentation of the town budget over the weekend. And I was actually gonna call you tomorrow to ask if you'd be willing to look that document over.
Happily.
Thank you. I actually read or reread several times over the weekend, your email from last year. And
Okay.
appreciate its guidance. So I'm certain that you'll have, I hope anyway, lots of criticism with what I'll send you, because it is very helpful to get good, honest, constructive feedback.
Happy to do so. I've done it once or twice.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly why. I mean, other than that, I think you kind of heard the discussion. I would guess, as Beth suggests, that the petition warrant articles will probably stimulate some questions and discussion.
Yeah, I mean, I think you check with Jim before the meeting, but the likely proper path to removing them, if they want them to take away, is to have a motion to table and then vote the motion to table.
Okay.
And then they can just stay on the table indefinitely?
They just, they die there.
Okay.
Yeah, they die at the end of the second session, right? Yeah. So,
The only other thing I can see is, I mean, there might be some need for explanation about the Sam Lake Trust and the money going for the garage, because it's no small amount of money that's going to be going into that building. People are going to know where it came from and why can it only be spent there. And I don't know if that's, if we need to have somebody from the trustee. No, that's that's not the trustee of trust funds. They're not the Sam Lake.
No, it's
That's
not,
us.
it's a private trust.
Citizens Bank.
So I think what I would do is I would find the report from the Sam Lake House Committee that was developed, because it addresses the purpose behind refurbishing the garage, et cetera,
yeah.
in the report conclusions. And I think referring back
Well,
to
we've
that,
got, you sent that the other day.
referring back to that document and to that committee would probably be
Yeah.
helpful if there are questions about it.
Yeah. And certainly, as I look at the warrant articles, that one I expect will draw some questions because of the amount. I mean, you look at, what to me looks like a small garage, and it's hard to, I think it's a hard number for people to fathom. So I do expect questions on that. But, given that we're going to essentially rebuild it,
Yeah.
insulate it, put in climate control, all that stuff.
And it effectively has no tax impact.
Right, that's correct, right. But still,
That's kind of more.
yeah, I still anticipate some,
Of course.
why are you gonna spend that much money on a garage? So,
Yeah, it would be useful.
Anybody who's built a house in the last 3 years,
I know,
well,
that's-
Yeah, people will know. The other thing that would be useful for documentation is the provisions of the Sam Lake Trust itself, because it's not, because this question has come up before. We can't take that money and spend it on anything else.
Right.
It can only be spent on that property.
yeah,
That was the one remaining question that we still had, Ken, wasn't it? It was
we have to get a copy of the trust.
the copy of the trust,
We have a
because
copy
it
of
was
the
also.
will, but we don't have a copy of the trust.
Okay,
gotcha.
because wasn't there a question if some of it could be towards the library property? That was a question, and then we all kind of shook our head, and we were waiting to see the copy of the trust to determine that. Okay. I'm assuming I might be able to get that more than half an hour before the meeting.
Look at that.
Can you point me in the right?
That was on your
I think that
to-do
was on the previous thing.
Thank you.
Okay.
We were busy dealing with other
Between the
things.
two of us, we'll
Okay.
Right.
I'll just ask about, that's all right, we got time.
And honestly, Bob, I think that's gonna be the one, as I look at these, that is probably gonna generate some questions and some commentary.
I was on that committee and trying to recall who else was with me, because maybe John Schneider, John Anderson, right? The architect.
Nancy Roy.
Yeah.
Beth was on it for a while. I don't know if you remember.
I was on there for about 10 minutes and then I left.
Nancy Roy was on.
Mark Hopkins was on it.
Yeah, that's right.
I can get the committee members.
Yeah.
to you.
That's primarily what I recall was, that was most of us.
Yeah.
And, you know, Mark was of the opinion that the garage had more historic value
Right.
than what was left of the house.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I can think of for now. As I said, with thanks, I will email you that,
We'll have to look at
yeah,
it. Have to look at it.
cool. All right, thanks, Bob.
Well,
All right, what do you think? You wanna sign some, we'll get that stuff out of the way? All right, so I'm gonna start off with 2 certificates for tonight, or actually 1 for tonight and 1 for, I assume second session, right? The one for,
You have a nice working pen, we're signing official
Yeah.
stuff.
yes,
I brought my gel pen. Nice ones. Pretty paper.
This kind is kind of nice if you want.
Yes, please. This pen is a crappy bank pen. It don't write nicely. Thank you.
Slightly better than.
Whoa. That's nice.
thank you. Can I give those back to you? All right,
And house pen.
because all the rest is just regular signing.
Yeah.
All right, first item is an accounts payable manifest in the staggering amount of $546,973.54.
So moved. Seconded. What's in that one? This kind of, got the. I should come in and look at these in the afternoon before they show up. I'm just always curious.
Yeah,
What was I missed the.
just the amount, $546,973.54.
Should, on the list, it should say,
Oh, there it is, to the school,
Yeah. it must be cool.
$503,940.
yeah, and there's a repair on there for $14,000 for one of the dump trucks at the highway garage.
Yep, and they
Yep.
finally got it repaired?
They finally got it repaired, it went down twice to Manchester, one was $4,000, and the second one was almost $10,000.
Oh my gosh.
It was over $10,000, so.
How old is that truck?
Pardon me?
How old is that truck?
It was in 2014.
Wow.
All right, so we had a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye. Can I say aye with raised eyebrows?
Of course you can. Your eyebrows are yours to raise or lower as you see fit.
The minutes do not have to reflect the state of my eyebrows.
But they could if you so desire.
They could.
Just for clarification on that truck, the parts were $9,500.
What was it?
Well,
They didn't-
there's a EGR cooler kit was $5,000. Turbo was $2,500. exhaust manifold is $3,500. So on, then a bunch of miscellaneous funds.
Wow.
Turbos are, yes. Big bucks. All right, next item is payroll in the, or excuse me, transfer.
That's the payroll, that's the payroll.
It is,
That's
okay.
the transfer from the
Thank
check
you.
into the payroll.
All right, in the amount of $64,221.30.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. That. Thank you. Next to
This
you.
isn't the new stamp yet, is it? It looks new and clean.
We're not getting the new stamp until this one comes out.
Just check.
All right, last item is an interfund transfer in the amount of $10,000. Cal or Ken, anything to say about this one?
It's a land use change tax payment.
Okay.
Another, because didn't we just put 15 into the land use change?
You did. That is a little bit.
Okay. I'll make sure we weren't missing $5,000. No, I didn't think you would let us.
Nope.
Conservation Commission can be very.
Officially, the Conservation Commission would be happier if the land had stayed in current use.
That's a good point, yeah.
That's true.
Yep. All right, next, let's move to minutes. I've got draft minutes from the February 18, 2025 meeting.
There's nothing, the two comments I made don't matter, right?
Right.
So, then, that means that I'll second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Moving on to the draft minutes. This was our work session, right, Cal?
Yep.
Yeah. February 24th, 2025.
So moved.
And seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, that takes care of minutes.
Do we have one for an executive session, but I don't see it.
You do not, I didn't finish it.
Okay,
Okay, so we'll look at that.
so how do we do that?
That'll be at the next meeting, you have to look at it and vote. And it'll just be, Scott and Beth that vote on it.
Okay.
Do we need to post them? Is it okay not to have them, the drafts posted?
No, that's executive.
Oh,
session.
executive, okay. Ignore me. That's fine.
All right, new business, right?
Mhm.
So road postings, I'm assuming because of our, what looks like a impending mud season.
Yes, and there's a note in there.
Yeah, it's, in your new business, if you could just mention
yeah,
note 11.
yep. All right, so it says, John will be doing the road postings on or about March 7th. This needs to be announced at the 3-3 meeting. Here I am.
Done.
Any discussion on that?
Don't think so.
All right. Old business.
I have a couple of things.
Okay.
I will be going to court on Thursday, this Thursday, the Swamp Plains Court
For
for the past employee. So that's at 12:30 on Thursday. They will offer mediation. I'm not sure what the other side wants to do, but I'll be there, so.
yeah.
I guess, also, under old business, Merrimack County Commissioners sent out an email to continue discussions about EMS coverage.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna be the 31st of March. They posted 2 times. I'll forward that email to you when I get confirmation of the date and let you guys know when they're gonna go into that.
Yeah.
Under new business, I don't know if you saw the email from Tom Franco.
That was, yeah.
Reference to, House Bill
HB 760.
760.
Yeah.
They sent a template for a letter. I made one for you guys if you want to sign it tonight, and I can
Yep.
send it along.
I certainly
Yes,
will.
please, thank you.
Rye put together this letter, the town of Rye did, and they sent it out as a template. And so I changed it to reference the town of Canterbury and, and that's on, community power.
Okay, and you want the subject line to remain as is?
Okay?
Okay.
But if you wanna sign this,
Yeah.
I will correct the first page.
Perfect.
I thought I got all the Ryes out.
No worries, that, it caught my eye immediately.
Thank you. I thought I got all the Ryes out of there.
So I did email Tom about this because I was trying to figure out how we could weigh in on it.
Mhm.
Because when you go to the list of the people who,
On the committee?
on the committees, Canterbury isn't listed. I mean, who they represent, it says all the towns
Right.
represented, but Canterbury isn't.
So the technology committee is made up of people, not necessarily representatives of all districts.
Okay,
So that there are no representatives from the district that Canterbury is in that are on that committee. And this just goes to the committee members. If it makes it out of committee and goes to the full house, then you would have the opportunity to contact your representative.
okay.
So,
Because Tom says he was still trying to figure out how an individual can respond to this bill. He can't figure it out. So if I personally, Beth Blair, not the select board, wanted to do it,
you can, I think if you go to the House website and you go to committees, and you look up this committee, there are sometimes there's links to various bills, and you get to testify that way at committee. I know when it goes to the full house you can, but I think at the committee level you can do that also.
So do you know if members in the House who are on different committees, like Health and Human Services, would they have information about this, even though that's not their department?
I
don't know how that works.
I don't know.
Right, I'll just ask that. Then, thank you.
Yep.
Okay. So do we have to sign the other part again?
No, that's just the front page, it doesn't have any signatures,
Oh, okay.
you sign the back page. I'll change that one, Rye community to Canterbury, and
Yeah.
then I will send it off.
Thank you. All right, yay.
Oh, we're way ahead of time.
I had an insert with Perambulators.
Oh, okay.
He had already made this, but it's a different report than what he puts into the town report.
Gotcha,
Because the town
okay.
report is more, narrative and interesting, and this is more, like what's legally required.
Yeah, okay.
So, we can just file this
Okay.
somewhere.
Yeah,
Um,
sounds good.
Do we have a box of perambulator reports we must have somewhere.
I'm sure we do.
Yeah. We'll find it when
Look
we're
for the
moving
wooden
stuff.
box with the big.
I sent you guys an email on the traffic count,
Yes,
so if you have, I put it on the agenda for the 17th.
okay,
So
sounds
if you
good.
have anything, I sent it to the planning board, the highway department.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions on that.
Okay.
My only question on that was, what do you really want from us other than look, I mean, I don't really know how to process it, and I can see roads that haven't been checked in a while, but
Right.
what exactly do you want us to
So-
weigh in on?
Really, the planning board and highway are the ones that really use this the most. And I guess John uses it to determine, certainly he knows what roads are in what shape, but at the same time, he likes to know the traffic counts. And if there's a spike or something like that, then he's wants to know about that. And that might change what road he's gonna be working on. So,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, it's typically any road that, either the town is looking at potentially to do repairs on, or if there's a spike in traffic, why is that spike happening?
Yeah, there was a couple that I highlighted, but the one question, this is dumb question 101. What is the dump road? Is that the road that goes
Goes to the
into
dump.
the,
Yes.
that little bit is considered a road?
The kid used to have a sign used to have a street sign out there.
That said the dump?
The dump,
That was,
and the state made us take it down.
yeah. That was your dad who put that up, wasn't it, the dump?
Several times.
Yeah,
I think we asked for a traffic count there a few years ago, just to see, because we were curious.
yeah.
How many cars go in there? And so we got to count.
No, that's great. It's just when I looked at it, I was like, I mean, I thought that's what it meant, but I wouldn't have considered that to be an official one. Okay. Good.
I think that's all I got.
All right,
You answered my question,
Hold
so
adjourned.
good.
I can't think of anything else, so I'll second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.